Hello students, welcome to Immienglish.com, the one-stop solution for ESL examination and immigration services. In this video we will learn about the Reading Academic module, and it's for the students who have never appeared in the IELTS exam before. Before we begin, if you are planning to give the IELTS journal exam, then you can skip this entire video and directly watch the Reading Journal module. The link is also available in the description. So let's begin. First of all, let's look at the exam structure. For those who have seen the IELTS overview lecture, know that this exam is different for the academic and general candidates. There are a total of 40 questions of 1 mark each, and total time of the test is 60 minutes. Now there is no extra time to transfer the answers to the answer sheet, so you need to be fast in this exam and should have a proper time management. Lastly, there are only 3 sections or passages in the exam, and each section will have different set of questions. There is no predefined number of questions per passage. It will vary in all the exams. Now let us dive into the details of this section. Let's look at some key points. As everyone knows that there will be 3 sections or passages in the academic reading exam. Now the complexity of the passages will increase from section 1 to section 3. That means the first passage will be the easiest and the last passage will be the toughest. In addition to this, the length of the passage will also increase step by step. So you should have good reading speed to attempt all the 40 questions in the time span of 1 hour, along with writing down the answers in the answer sheet. Now as compared to the exam of the general candidate, this exam will be more complex with a lot of academic language, but this exam will have 3 passages and general has 5 passages. That's why this exam is little short but complex compared to the reading exam. However, there is a difference in the marking criteria. The academic candidate will be marked leniently. It means you will get same marks for less number of correct answers as compared to the general candidate. Therefore, it's a perfect balance, fair for both academic and the general candidates. Now let us learn about the different types of questions that are asked in the exam. Now in the reading exam, the types of the question for both the academic and the general candidates will remain the same. You will learn in detail about all the important reading question types and how to solve them in dedicated videos. However, as of now, let's see what types of the questions you can expect in the reading exam. The first type would be multiple choice or MCQ questions. I'm sure that everyone is familiar with such questions from the listening module. Over here you will read the passage and choose the correct option. That's all. Sounds simple? Right. But it won't be so easy. Just to give you a better understanding, we have a sample of the questions as well. You will need to read the passage and choose one option from A, B, C and D. Now it is difficult to answer these questions without reading the passage, but it is just an example. That's all. Now let's take a look at the next type of question. The next type of question that is usually asked in the exam is identifying information from the passage. In this type of questions, you will be provided a piece of information and you have to identify that in which part of the passage the information is mentioned. That's all. Simple? Yes, it is simple. Not everything is tough in the exam. Let's look at a sample question to get a better idea how the question looks. Pause the video, read the sample with ease. Now this type of question is easy to identify and not extremely complex. Therefore, such type of questions help you to get more marks in the exam. Try not to make mistakes. Let's look at the next type. Now the next type of the question is identifying writer's claim or view. In this type of questions, the writer would put forward his view or claim from the passage, and you have to identify if they match with the information provided in the passage or not. Usually this type of question is called yes, no and not given. If the claim completely agrees with the information in the passage, then you have to answer as yes. If not, then no. And if there is no information available in the passage about the claim of the writer, then you have to answer not given. Sounds simple? Not exactly. Because the language will be complex, which you can see from the sample provided. You will need to apply your analytical skills to find the correct answer. It will not be available easily. Therefore, most of the students do make mistakes in such type of questions. Therefore, you should practice such questions more and more. This is the only way to improve your accuracy. There are no shortcuts everywhere. We will try to cover these questions in detail in a dedicated video. As of now, let's proceed to see the next type of questions. Now the next type of question is matching information. This type of question is usually called true, false and not given. However, the basic concept of these questions is to match information from the passage. Now you can say that it is similar to the previous yes, no and not given, to which I would agree a little, but it is not completely the same. In yes, no, not given, you try to match summary. On the other hand, in true, false and not given, you try to match information. This type of questions are easy as compared to yes, no and not given, because you need to seek information from the passage which is directly available. The way to answer these questions is also similar. If the information is available, then the answer is true. If not, then false. And if not available, the information is not available, then the answer is not given. You can pause the video to take a look at the sample. As of now, we will proceed to see the next type of questions asked in the reading exam. Matching the headings. I hope it is clear from the name of the question itself that what you need to do. Take a look at the sample questions and you will clearly understand what type of questions it is and how you should answer it. There are a number of headings which you have to assign to a specific paragraph from the passage. Now this type of question is moderately complex. I would not call it extremely hard. However, it depends on the passage as well. As I said earlier, the complexity of the passage will increase and the third passage is the toughest. And if this type of questions appear in the last passage, then don't expect them to be very easy. We will discuss more about how to answer such questions accurately in the study video. As of now, pause the video and look at the questions. Now let's see the next type of questions. One more type of questions is sentence completion. As the name suggests, you have to complete the sentence with the help of information provided in the passage. This type of question is easy to answer because you will be asked to find only specific keyword from the passage, and most of the times the answers are directly available. You don't need to apply too much analytical skills. Therefore, this type of questions gives you easy marks, and hence don't make mistakes in such a question. Now pause the video and look at the sample for better idea. We will move ahead and look at next type of question. Now in the reading exam, there can be tables, flowcharts, diagram and much more. From the sample you can see that you have to fill in the blanks in the table from the information provided in the passage. Such type of questions are really easy and they provide you easy marks. Don't skip such questions and try to answer them accurately. This type of questions help you increase your reading score. It doesn't really take much time to answer because you can skim the passage and look for the answers. However, again I should remind you that reading the instructions properly before answering the questions is very important. Now pause the video and try to observe this sample, then we will proceed to the next type of question. Alright. The last most common type of question asked in the IELTS exam is short answer questions. In this type of questions, you will be asked to answer questions in few words. Reading the passage carefully, you will be able to answer these type of questions. These questions are moderately difficult and sometimes they waste time because it's hard to find a specific word that you are looking for. Therefore, these questions are sometimes used to waste the time of the candidate. Thus, you should be fast when you are searching for the answer. Try to read the instructions before answering the question. Now, this was not the complete list of all the types of questions. In the IELTS, you should be prepared to see something creative. My goal was to make you familiar with the most common type of questions asked in the reading exam. Now let's see the scoring criteria of the reading exam. For those who don't know, the IELTS Academic and Journal are marked differently. Therefore, don't compare both the exams. As we already know that you will have 40 questions of 1 mark each in the exam. Now this scale gives you an idea about the score that you will get based on the total number of correct answers in the exam. You can see that to get 7 bands you need at least 30 correct answers. That means 3.33 incorrect answers per section is allowed, which is approximately 3 incorrect answers. And to get 9 bands you should at least have 39 correct answers. You can still make one mistake. Lastly, the most important thing to remember is that there is no negative marking in the exam. Therefore, if you are not able to find any answer from the passage, then try to make a guess. You should never leave any blank answer in the reading exam. I hope you understand the scoring criteria for the exam and prepare as per your requirements of the score. Now let's look at some key points you should remember while you give reading exam. The first and the most important point to remember is check your spelling in the answer sheet or column in the computer screen or the paper-based test. Remember that even though your answer is correct but spelling is incorrect, you will be marked incorrect and you will not get any points for that. The second most important point is that in the IELTS exam, the difference between singular and plural is very significant. Hence, if correct answer is singular but you wrote plural, then your answer is incorrect and vice versa. The third point to remember is the punctuation's error. However, to solve this issue, always write all the answers in uppercase or capital letters. This can save you from errors that occurs because of punctuation. Again, never leave any answer blank. Even if you don't remember the part of the recording, but please use some common sense before answering. Now there is no extra time to transfer your answers to the answer sheet, hence you need to be fast in typing and writing answers. Lastly, for those who wish to get 8 bands in the reading exam, remember that you can make 4 mistakes in the exam and still get 8 bands. So just work hard and getting 8 bands is easy and possible. Now this brings us to the end of the academic reading module. I hope you have found this lecture informative. In the next video we will learn methods to solve different types of the questions asked in a reading exam. If you like this video, then please like and subscribe our YouTube channel and support us to bring you quality content and tips. If you have any questions, then you can ask it in the forum. The link is available in the description. See you in the next video. Take care.